Good morning, dear students. Now in this lecture we are going to start chapter 4, types of tissue. So here we are dealing with the credit second of botany paper, second morphology and anatomy. The credit 2 or second which is based on anatomy. So anatomy is the study of gross internal structure or the characters of the plant organs and plant. So in this credit the fourth chapter is the types of tissues. So the various types of tissues that makes the plant body we are going to study in this lecture. So the different types of tissue that has been classified. So one of the tissue that we are going to study in this lecture is the meristematic tissue. The meristem is the part of the plant which is made up of the meristematic tissue. So in this lecture we are going to study the meristem. So as you know that the plant body, it is composed of various types of cells, or every living organism is cellular, means it is made up of the cell. So cell is the basic structural and the functional unit of the life, because each and every living organism is made up of cell. In short, we say every living organism is cellular. In case of multicellular plants, plant body is composed of various types of cells grouped in a tissue. So tissue is a group of cells of same type or mixed type having common origin and perform an identical function. So one can ask about what is cell. Cell is a basic structural and the functional unit of the life or living organism. Tissue, it is made up of the group of cells of same type or mixed type having common origin and perform an identical function, that is known as the tissue. Okay, now we are going for the organ. So group of tissues are associated together to form an organ, while different organs associated to form the plant body. So in case of multicellular plants, if we study the organization of the plant body has been made up of different types of cells that has been grouped in a tissue. What is tissue? Tissue is a group of cells of same type or mixed type having common origin and performing an identical function. Now, what is organ? Organ is a group of tissue that are associated together to form an organ, while different organs associated to form the plant body. So this is the composition of the plant body in case of multicellular organism. In higher plants, the body is somewhat complex in its organization. So the complex organization of the plant body that has been made up of various types of cells that has been grouped in a tissue we are going to study in the anatomy. So this complex organization of the different tissue, which types of tissue makes the plant body in higher plant, that we are going to study in this chapter. Okay, a vascular plant develops from a single unicellular zygote. So zygote is the cell that has been formed as a result of fertilization. As we studied in the morphology, the organisms undergoes, or the plants undergoes sexual reproduction following pollination and fertilization to produce a single unicellular zygote. By further development, the zygote develops into an axis having root at one end and stem at the other end. So that structure we call it as a embryo. So zygote develops into the embryo. The stem initials, that is the shoot initials, and the root initials that has been present on the axis at one end and the stem initial at the other end. The stem bears lateral appendages, that is the leaves. So after the germination of the seed, the shoot initials develops into the aerial shoot, while the root initials are developed into the primary root, and the shoot that develops into the aerial stem that bears the lateral appendages, that is the leaves. So this is the life cycle of the higher plant. So a vascular plant develops after pollination and fertilization form a single unicellular zygote. So this vascular plant develops from a single unicellular zygote. This zygote undergoes further division and development to produce the embryo, which having an axis that have root at one end and stem at the other end. The stem bears lateral appendages, for example, leaves. So this is the organization of the primary plant body. These first form parts, the plant body constitute the primary plant body. So primary plant body consists of primary root, aerial shoot and leaves. So root, stem and leaf, these are the structures found in the primary plant body, or one can say the primary plant body constitutes the root, stem and leaf. They grow rapidly and soon become mature. The plant body consists of vegetative tissue and reproductive tissue. So vegetative tissue, that is also called as the body tissue, which is present in the primary structures such as root, stem and leaf, while the reproductive tissues are present in the reproductive organs, for example flower. So flower, inflorescence, androecium, gynoecium, these are the organs of the plant in which the reproductive tissue has been present. So after completion of vegetative growth, plant starts reproductive growth. So formation of the flower is the sign of reproductive growth of the plant. So inflorescence, flower, androecium, gynoecium, so these plant part possesses reproductive tissues. So plant tissues can be categorized into two main types. One is the meristematic tissue and the second one is the permanent tissue. So there are two main types of the plant tissues, meristematic tissues and permanent tissue. The meristem, which is the growing apice of the plant where the meristematic tissues are present. Okay. So the plant tissue has been mainly categorized into two types, meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. So one by one we are going to study these different types of tissues. The first one is the meristematic tissues. The meristematic tissues have the property of division. It undergoes cell division. They are constantly dividing and adding new cells. Therefore, they are known as growth tissues. Because of the cell division in the meristematic tissue, they are constantly dividing and adding new cells. So these tissues are responsible for growth in the plant. So because of which the meristematic tissues are also known as growth tissues. They have the property of cell division. They are constantly dividing and adding new cells. So the growth is possible because of the meristematic tissues. Therefore, they are known as growth tissue. Then next type is the permanent tissues. So permanent tissues have lost the power of cell division. This permanent tissue has been developed from the meristematic tissue. They have lost the power of cell division and have developed a particular structure permanently for performing a specific function. They develop a particular structure permanently for performing a specific function. Because of they are called as permanent tissue. They becomes permanent. This is the permanent structure to perform a specific function or the work in the plant. These tissues have lost the power of cell division. They are known as permanent tissues. So permanent tissues are those tissues which have developed a particular structure permanently for performing a specific function and have lost the power of cell division. Hence, these tissues are known as permanent tissue. If we see the meristematic tissue, these tissues have the property of cell division. They are constantly dividing and adding new cell. In contrast to this, permanent tissue have lost the power of cell division. They are not able to divide. Okay. They develop a particular structure permanently for performing a specific function. Hence, they are known as permanent tissues. The cells of this tissue may be living or dead and thin-walled or thick-walled. Okay. The permanent tissue may be simple or complex. So, the cells of the permanent tissue may be living or dead. It may be thin-walled or thick wall. While the meristematic tissues are living tissue, the cells of this tissue are living cell. They are constantly dividing and adding new cell, while the permanent tissue possesses the cell which may be living or dead. It may be thin walled or thick walled. Further, this permanent tissue has been divided into two types: simple tissue and complex tissue. So one by one we are going to study the different types of permanent tissue. The first one is the simple tissue. So word simple, it shows such tissues are made up of one type of cells forming a homogeneous system of cells. So as you know that the tissue is a group of cells performing the same function, having the same origin or a common origin. So a simple tissue, it is made up of only one type of cells forming a homogeneous same system of cells. Simple tissues are also known as ground tissue. The common ground tissue or simple tissues are parenchyma, chlorenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. These are the simple tissue which are made up of only one type of cells which forms a homogeneous system of cells. These simple tissues are also known as ground tissues. The common ground tissue or the simple tissue are parenchyma, chlorenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. So in simple tissue, where we will study the parenchyma, chlorenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. Okay. Now the complex tissue. So the word complex tissue, it itself means that it is made up of more than one type of cells forming a complex unit. So it forms a heterogeneous system of the cells because it is made up of more than one type of cells. So complex tissue is made up of more than one type of cells forming a complex unit. These tissues are also known as vascular tissues. The common examples are the xylem and phloem. The complex tissues are called as vascular tissue because the xylem and the phloem, which are the complex tissue, are present in the vascular bundle. So they are called as vascular tissue because of their presence in the vascular bundle. So vascular bundles are made up of xylem and phloem. So these are the complex tissues which is made up of more than one type of cells forming a complex units. These are present in the vascular bundle, or one can say the vascular bundles are made up of xylem and phloem. So these complex tissues are also known as vascular tissues. The common examples are xylem and phloem. So here the permanent tissue, both this simple tissue and the complex tissue are the permanent tissue. The permanent tissues, for example, simple tissue and complex tissue that are present in the plant. So here we categorize permanent tissue into two types: simple tissue and complex tissue. Simple, why we say simple? Because it is made up of only one type of cells forming a homogeneous system. Why it is a complex tissue? Because it is made up of more than one type of cells. Simple tissues are also known as ground tissue. Complex tissues are also known as vascular tissue. The examples of simple tissue are parenchyma, chlorenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. The examples of complex tissues are xylem and phloem. These are present in the vascular bundle. So this is about the simple tissue and complex tissue. Both are permanent tissue. Okay. According to the function of the tissues, 5 main tissue systems are identified in the plant. If we study the complex organization of the plant body, it is made up of 5 main types of tissue system based on the function of tissue. These are meristematic tissue system, epidermal tissue system, ground tissue system, mechanical tissue system, vascular tissue system and secretory tissue system. So on the basis of or according to the functions of the tissues, there are 5 main tissue systems are identified in the plant. These are meristematic tissues, epidermal tissues, ground tissues, mechanical tissues, vascular tissues and secretory tissues. Okay. Now here first we are going to study the meristem because it is made up of the meristematic tissue. Okay, so the meristematic tissue is the first one. Two main categories here we studied in the types of tissue. The first one is the meristematic tissue, the second one is the permanent tissue. So meristem, it is the made up of meristematic tissue. The word meristem is derived from the Greek word meristos, meaning divisible. These cells of the meristematic tissue are undergoes cell division. They are continuously or constantly dividing, add new cells in the plant body. So the word meristos meaning the divisible. Meristem is the dividing tissue localized at certain regions of the plant body and is responsible for new cell formation. So due to which growth is possible throughout the life of the plant. So growth in the plant is possible because of the meristematic tissue, more precisely by the meristem. So these meristematic tissues are also called as the growth tissue. Meristem is a dividing tissue localized at certain regions of the plant. For example, at the shoot apices. So because of which the height of the plant has been increased. It also present at the root apices, because of which the root grows underground in the soil. So the growth is possible because of this meristem, which is localized at certain regions of the plant and is responsible for new cell formation. New cells are formed, due to which growth is possible throughout the life of the plant. In general, meristem is considered as juvenile or secondary dividing tissue which persists in the developing or mature plant body. So meristem, it is considered as a primary meristem or secondary meristem. The another word is the juvenile or secondary dividing tissue which persists in the developing or mature plant body. Now the characters of the meristematic tissue. It is composed of immature cells which are in a state of cell division and growth. So meristematic tissue, it is composed of immature cells. These cells are in a continuous state of cell division and are responsible for the growth in the plant. The cell wall of meristematic cells is thin and the cells are isodiametric in shape. The cell wall of meristematic cell is thin. The cells are isodiametric in shape. Iso means same diameter, same on all sides, it having the same length and breadth. So the cells are isodiametric. The cell wall is thin. Intercellular spaces are absent. So intercellular spaces are the empty spaces present in between the cells. So no space in between the cell has been present. So the word we use is the intercellular spaces, the space between the cells. So the intercellular spaces are absent in the meristematic tissue. Cells are generally with prominent nucleus and possesses dense protoplasm without ergastic substances. So if you see the individual cell of the meristematic tissue which having a prominent nucleus and dense protoplasm, vacuoles are generally absent and if present they are very small. These meristematic cells are in a continuous state of cell division. So because of which these cells having a thin cell wall, the cells are isodiametric, the cells having prominent nucleus and possesses dense protoplasm, intercellular spaces are absent, vacuoles are generally absent, but if present they are very small. Meristem has been classified by considering the characters such as stage of development, position in the plant body, origin and plane of division of cells. Now here in this slide we are going to study the classification of the meristem. Here in the previous slides we studied the types of tissue: meristematic tissue, permanent tissue. This permanent tissue is divided into two types: simple tissue, complex tissue. Simple tissue consists of parenchyma, chlorenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma, while complex tissue consists of xylem and phloem. Now here we are going to study the individual tissue. The first tissue we selected, it is the meristematic tissue. Here we are going to study the classification of the meristem, because meristem, it is made up of meristematic tissue, or it is the meristematic tissue. So meristem has been classified by considering the characters such as first one, stage of development, second, position in the plant body, and third one is the origin and plane of division of cells. So meristem has been classified according to the three criteria: stage of development, position in the plant body, origin and plane of division of cells. Okay, so one by one we are going to study this. Here we are going to study the types of meristem. So the first one type, according to the position of meristem, whether it is present at the apex, whether it is present in between the nodes, that is, sorry, it is present on the nodes, it is intercalary meristem, and the third one is the lateral meristem. So based on the position of meristem, there are three types of meristem: apical meristem, intercalary meristem, and lateral meristem. Okay, now according to the origin, there are two types: primary meristem and secondary meristem. Okay, the third one criteria, according to the plane of cell division, it is mass meristem, plate meristem, rib meristem. So these are the different types of the meristem according to the three criteria. The first one is the position of meristem. There are three types: apical meristem, intercalary meristem, lateral meristem. Second criteria, according to the origin, there are two types of meristem: primary meristem, secondary meristem. Third criteria, according to the plane of cell division, there are three types: mass meristem, plate meristem, and rib meristem. So this is about the types of meristem. So all these types we are going to study in this chapter, that is the meristematic tissue. It is the one of the type of tissue. So this is all for today. In detail, the types of the meristem we will study in the next lecture. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe.